is Kelly Martin. I'm a traditionally and independently published author, and today I wanted to answer a question that I recently got asked. If you saw my last video, you saw where I'm querying agents for my new young adult horror novel. And also, if you watch my videos from even 2 seconds ago, I said that I'm a traditionally published author. So how can I be a traditionally published author and never have had an agent? How can you become a traditionally published author and not have an agent? Stay tuned to find out. I washed my hair for this. You're welcome. Before we start, if you love videos on writing, reading, publishing, horror, ghost stories, be sure to subscribe to this channel. I would love to have you here in the community. So how do you become a traditionally published author without an agent? And the answer is you go with a small press. Now, I've been with 3 small presses in my career. My very first books, Crossing the Deep, Saint Sloan, and Big is Beautiful, all came out through Estrella Press, which is now Clean Reads. I also had, then after that, I self-published some books, then I had some books out with Blue Ivy Publishing, and then I self-published some more books. And last year and this year I've had books put out with Monster Ivy Publishing. Now, I love using small presses. I have had some wonderful experiences with small presses. I also like self-publishing. I'm what you call a hybrid author, and a hybrid author is somebody who uses traditional publishers or small press publishers or Big 5 publishers. They also self-publish. If you're not sure what a small press is a publisher where you don't have to have an agent to query them. Now, some agents do query small presses, but you don't have to have an agent to query them in most cases. Now, I've never had an agent, so I didn't really know how the small presses and agents worked together. So I asked some industry professionals their experiences using agents in small publishing, and these were professionals. These are people that deal with authors and agents and everything. So I went with their answer. In their words, you don't have to have an agent if you want to go with a small press. Sometimes the agents can negotiate a few better tweaks in the contracts, but generally small presses are that for a reason. They don't have big elaborate things that they can actually tweak too much on their contract. And one person actually told me that an author can actually advocate for themselves, so you don't really have to have an agent if you want to do that. If you can speak up for yourself, if you can be an advocate for your own books. And my reply to her was, some authors don't know how to be their own advocate. I know I didn't, especially when I started. And she told me, she gave me the resource, Kristine, Kathryn, Rusch, and I will leave her link in the description. She has a website dedicated to author contracts, how to negotiate things, how to ask for what you want. So I've just looked into it myself, so I'm going to be taking some notes on it too. So be sure to check that out. It is in the description. So another question I get asked a lot is, if you're published with a small press, does it mean that you're actually traditionally published? Because a lot of people think of traditionally published as a Big 5 or a big conglomerate, a big publishing company. And this is what I think about it. Some people say yes, going with a small press does mean that you are traditionally published. To get your book published through a small press, you have to query them just like you do an agent. You have to go through all the steps that you would go through a big publishing house. You have editors, you have cover designers, you have formatters, you have people like that helping you, and you don't pay them. The difference in a small press and independently publishing is that when you independently publish, you pay all the costs. You pay everything. If you go with a small press, they cover the cost, they cover everything, and you get a royalty for not having to pay all that ahead of time and for them doing it for you. Now, if you go with a small press, you just need to know that you more than likely won't end up in a bookstore. That just kind of goes along with it. I've had positive experiences, for the most part, with small presses. Some people are not so lucky. And what I'm thinking about doing is doing a pros and cons of small presses video. If you would like to see that, can you please give me a like so I know you like this video and I know it's something that you are interested in and you want me to make new videos about it. Now, on the flip side of that, some people, and yes, I've heard it, will say that you're not traditionally published if you don't have an agent, that you have to have the gatekeeper to get through the publishing query, the publishing line. You have to. However, in my mind, if you query a small press and they publish your book, you are traditionally published because you did not pay for that service. You didn't pay for the editors. You didn't pay for the formatters. You didn't pay for the cover designers. The press did that for you, so you are traditionally published. But at the same time, on a flip side of this coin, which I have so many flip sides of the coin, to get into bigger publishers, you have to have an agent. And actually, I've seen some smaller presses go to where you have to have an agent too, so you can get a polished manuscript. Some people might think it's more polished if you have an agent. I don't know. I've not had any problems with that, but I don't know. For me, getting an agent is one of those bucket list items that I've just always wanted. Will it happen? I don't know. Feel like trying new things? Sometimes. Sometimes I do. If you've queried or thought about querying a small press, put me in the comments, or put me with a heart, or put your favorite animal. Just say something, because I like to talk. I just want to talk. That sounds super creepy. I'm so sorry. There are so many small presses and so many medium-sized presses that don't require you to have an agent. And I will put a list in the description of a lot of presses and publishing houses where you don't have to have an agent to get published. Basically, there's 4 different ways to get published. You have agent traditional, small press traditional, you have self-published, and you have vanity presses. Do not do vanity presses. Look at my eyes. Look. I'm going to tiptoe so you can see better. Do not do vanity presses. Don't do it. Just don't. As always, be sure to do your research when it comes to anybody you submit your book to. Small presses, big presses, agents, anybody. Talk to people, talk to clients, look at the sales numbers, look at the covers. Do you like the covers? Are they an author mill? Some places put out books, like 4 books a week, and that can be an author mill because you don't put a lot of marketing in there. And yeah, if you want a video on that, let me know. I'm going to cover all things to look for in a small press in next week's video. If you want to see that, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll know when I put that video up. So there you go. That's how I am traditionally published without an agent. I hope this video was informational. If you like this topic, if you learned something out of it, give it a thumbs up. That tells YouTube that you like it, and they will show it to other people in your situation who might need to know about small presses as well. This is kind of an introduction to small presses. Like I said, I want to do a more video series on smaller presses, on different ways to publish, the 4 different ways you can publish. And if that's something you would like, be sure to definitely let me know in the comments. Also, I've added a poll to the top of the screen here. I don't know which side it's on, so I'm just going to do this. I've added a poll, and you get to vote for what topic you want to see in a video for next week. Which of the 3 things are you most excited to see a video on? 1 is a video on marketing plans. 2 are horror tropes that I hate. And 3, why I chose to be a hybrid author. The top vote getter will be the video for next week, on top of the other video on small presses, if you guys want to see it. For a more up-to-date look at my publishing, my books, my writing, my obsession with dancing Kylo Ren. You didn't see that coming, did ya? He's cute. He's a cutie. Follow me on Instagram for all that, especially dancing Kylo Ren. He keeps me company. Go to my website, kellymartinbooks.com, so you can sign up for my newsletter, so you can get behind the scenes information on books I have coming out, on sales, on things I'm obsessed with. Trust me, you want to sign up for the newsletter. So that's it. That's the whole video. I know if you started at the front and you went to the back, which most people do when you watch videos, you've probably seen my face turn all different colors of red, because that's what my face does, even though I absolutely hate it. But it happens, and we're just going to go with it. Also, if you've noticed, this video has a little bit different formatting to it today. Not sure how it'll go or if I'll do it again in the future, but I kind of like it, so we might go with that too. Also, don't look down here. My bookshelf has books on it now. Yay! I tried to be all professional. It didn't work out. Alright, I will see you in the next video. Be sure to vote in the poll. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like. Tell your friends about it. Tell me any question you have about small presses in the comments and I will try to answer them. And I will see you later. Have a fantastic day.